everyone, it's Carrie here from the Female Entrepreneur Association and welcome to the 10-minute masterclass, your weekly dose of inspiration to build a successful business. So this video is part 2 of a little mini-series I'm doing all about a launch I recently did. And in part 1 I shared an overview of my entire launch and the marketing strategy I used. So if you haven't seen it yet, definitely check it out now and then come back and watch this video because everything will make so much more sense. So in this video I'm going to share with you the mistakes that I made, the lessons that I learned, and my top tips with you for launching. So let's not waste any time, let's just get straight into it. So my first tip is this. Make sure that whenever you do a launch, you set a really clear target for yourself and a deadline for when you want to hit that target by. And I know this might sound ridiculously obvious, but it's so easy to forget to do. So for this launch of mine that I've just finished, my goal was to get 1,200 plus new members on board by the end of enrollment, which was the 30th of June. Doing this is a must, because if you don't know what you want, you won't make it happen. It's that simple. So I set myself the target and then I would vividly visualize making it happen. I would imagine logging in and seeing that number there right in front of me. And also before I had the launch, I had a great coaching session with the amazing Michelle Simmons, and she helped me to come up with these really great affirmations that I could write out every day throughout my launch to really get into the right frame of mind with it. So here is my journal, and I would write down 1,200 plus new amazing women join the members club by the 30th of June 2015, and they love it. Everyone is so happy and pleased, and I would literally write it down all the time. And I ended my launch with 1,250 new members. No accident. Remember, success happens on purpose, and it all starts by knowing what you want and then taking the actions to make it happen, and you will do it. So make sure you do that. Then my second tip is to make sure that your web server is going to be okay if you start getting more traffic to your site. This was a massive lesson I learned. I forgot to tell my hosting company that I was launching, so that when I launched and got started with everything, the website crashed. For quite a while. It was the most stressful thing ever, especially considering I just sent out an email and had Facebook ads running. So if you know you are going to have more activity than normal, make sure your server is good to go. Massive lesson, big mistake I made. So my third tip is to make sure that your website and sales page are mobile responsive, because 50% of the traffic to my launch was from mobile. Crazy. And thankfully I figured it out before I launched by looking at my analytics, but everything that you create needs to be mobile responsive, because more and more people are using their phones to browse and buy things. So important. Then my fourth tip is to make sure that you split test, because sometimes what you think is going to work or what people tell you will work doesn't actually work. And this happened to me during this launch. So I wanted to create a sales page which just really got to the point and it didn't have as much fluff. But some of the people I was working with said, no, you really need to add more content, you need to be able to connect and resonate more with people. So I listened to what they said and I tried it out and created this beautiful sales page, and I worked so hard on the copy. But it didn't convert, it didn't convert at all like I thought it would. So I knew I needed to think fast and come up with a plan B during my launch. So one night I literally created a sales page which got to the point much faster. It was literally like, enrollment for the members club will be closing on the 30th of June, so if you'd love to join us and access all this information, sign up here or find out more below. So it was far more direct and it looked seriously nowhere near as good as the other sales page. But I made a Facebook ad, well I made two, they were the exact same ad. One was going to the original sales page and one was going to the new sales page, and the new sales page converted so much better. So basically there are 3 lessons in one here. 1, listen to your intuition. 2, if things aren't working as well as you thought, don't just accept it, try something else. And 3, split test to see what works the best. So important. So now my 5th tip for you is to make sure that you have some kind of scarcity when you launch, because like it or not, scarcity really works. If you're doing a launch, let people know when it ends. I think that's one of the reasons why this launch was such a success and why we had more people sign up in a week than I did in the first entire 12 months of having the membership open, because there was scarcity. It was only open for a finite period of time. So if you have a product or a service, just brainstorm some ways you could create scarcity. So I don't know, maybe you could do a special promotion or launch that will have scarcity in it. Just brainstorm some ideas, because I promise you it'll work so well. My 6th tip is to make sure that you have the support in place to deal with any challenges throughout your launch, because I faced so many challenges throughout my launch. Literally, the website crashed, the checkout was playing up, people were having problems logging in, I had problems with my videos, my emails, my sales page. Honestly, it went on and on. But thankfully I had people there to help me to fix everything. And actually one of the biggest lessons I learned from this entire launch is to seriously test some more, and don't leave things to the last minute, because you know, we had so many issues and challenges throughout the launch, and it just made me think that if I'd have tested things more, or maybe if I'd got a smaller group of people to launch to initially, it wouldn't have happened. I will never ever do what I did ever again, because it was just way too stressful. So test like crazy. So my 7th tip for you is to not let the setbacks get you down, because I'm sure there will be setbacks, and they are all part of the adventure. If I'd let those challenges I faced get me down and stop me, I would never have achieved what I did. I knew that no matter what, I was going to keep going and stay in a positive frame of mind. And to help me with this, I had amazing people around me who were there, like cheering me along and helping me to stay focused and stay positive. So make sure when you do a launch, you've got those people there cheering you on and encouraging you. And also, I really put things into perspective. You know, I realised that I was just doing a fun launch, and it was exciting to see what was happening. I was learning from it, and I literally would force myself to laugh out loud at the challenges, and I believed I would get to where I wanted. I kept the faith, and like my favourite quote says, I can and I will, watch me. Literally nothing was going to stop me, so don't let anything stop you. And my 8th and final tip is to not be afraid to try new things. With this launch, I tested out so many new things, doing a free video series, hosting hangouts, doing the workshops, and to be honest, there was a little voice in my head which said, oh, but do you really need to do all this? It's so much work and you don't really know what you're doing. Will it even make a difference? Just open the checkout and be done with it. Seriously, that was going off in my head all the time, but I forced myself to just ignore it and to step up my game, even though it was scary as hell, even though it pushed me outside of my comfort zone, and even though I had to work so hard because half the time I had no idea what I was doing. But trying those new things helped me to create the success that I created. So take massive action and raise your game next time you launch, and make sure you push yourself outside of your comfort zone. And there are so many other lessons and tips I could share with you, but honestly, I think we'd be here all day. So I might do a little workshop on it all, so let me know if you'd be up for that in the comments. But I hope that this bit that I have shared with you is helpful for you, that it'll help you next time you have a launch. But just get out there, try new things, create amazing launches, because seriously, you can do it. So hopefully if you've enjoyed this video but you're not a subscriber yet, then you'll sign up below and we'll send you lots of goodness your way, and I will see you next week for another dose of inspiration. So in this video I'm going to give you a breakdown and overview of what I did throughout my launch, and then I'm going to share with you the marketing strategy that I used to launch everything. So I'm going to share with you a lot of information, so get ready for this. So at the end of last year I decided to close enrollment for the members club because we were moving over to Infusionsoft and creating a new checkout.